A top general in charge of Russian nuclear protection forces has been killed alongside his aide by a bomb that was hidden inside an electric scooter in Moscow. A source in the security service of Ukraine says that the agency claims responsibility for the killing of the LG, but Ukraine is yet to officially make any sort of comment. And we have my colleague Vishal joining us. Vishal, take us through this, commander who has been killed. We're talking about the LG of Russia. A top general who was in charge of Russian nuclear protection forces has been killed. But while Ukraine is not claiming responsibility yet, but it seems to be Ukraine that's behind that attack that was, that's taken place with that bomb that was hidden inside a scooter on the streets of Moscow.
That is correct. So this is one of the highest level operations conducted by the Ukrainian side on Moscow. Last evening, the reports came in that a bomb had exploded right outside a lush bungalow, lush apartment in Moscow, and that killed one of the top generals in Russia. He was head of the Russian Defense Nuclear Forces. So it's a secretive force that sort of clears the way for other troops that go into the battlefield. It's one of the most secret organizations inside Russia's regime. So the head of that organization was killed, and it goes to show how much deep Ukraine has penetrated inside Russia's territory, and goes to show the level of sophistication, because the person involved in this operation would have had to monitor the target for months, because as soon as the target exited the building, the bomb exploded, and the bomb itself was made in a style that it could not have been spotted. It was an IED, which is an improvised explosive device. They are made in ways that they won't be able to be identified, and that is the way he was killed, and it has created a ruckus inside Russian security apparatus, and it remains to be seen how Russia responds to it.
Right, of course, how Russia is going to respond to that attack that's taken place, and of course this at a time when he was being referred to, the LG was being referred to as a war criminal because he had given orders allegedly to use banned chemical substances against the Ukrainian military. Thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us with those details.
In a rare targeted assassination unlike any other seen in the over 2-year-long Russia-Ukraine war, Kyiv killed Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, chief of Russia's nuclear forces, along with his assistant after a bomb went off at the entrance to his home in Moscow. One of the most senior Russian military officers to be killed in the conflict, Igor was accused of using chemical weapons and was sanctioned by several countries, including the UK and Canada. Often referred to as one of the most significant mouthpieces of the Russian propaganda machinery, Igor was the most prominent face to publicly accuse Kyiv of plotting to use chemical weapons and develop a nuclear dirty bomb. Igor was murdered a day after Ukrainian state persecutors were reported to have charged him in absentia with the alleged use of banned chemical weapons. The Russian nuclear chief was also hit with UK sanctions in October this year for the deployment of barbaric chemical weapons in Ukraine, including the toxic choking agent chloropicrin. Reacting to his assassination, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer reiterated his commitment to support Ukraine.
Are you comfortable with the assassination, though?
Well, as I say, we must stand with Ukraine. I think that's a developing situation, but this morning's discussion was very clear about the strategic need for NATO to stand as we do with Ukraine in this critical period.
A major hit to Putin that could further weaken morale within Russian troops. Kyiv's latest targeted assassination is likely to open up a new phase in the conflict as fighting escalates in the long grinding war. The Kremlin has vowed to take revenge for Igor's murder, leaving Ukraine's military and political leadership in imminent threat of retaliation. All eyes will be on the Russian president to see how he responds to this significant hit to the Russian establishment. With Dishha, Bagchi, Bureau Report, NDTV World.